All right, welcome back to lesson 110, converting repeating decimals to fractions. This should be a very easy lesson. It has only 2 examples, so hopefully this is a little bit shorter than last video. I realized that was over 20 minutes. I thought it was going to be short, but it's really important for you to know that stuff for life in general. So today is going to be a way to find fractions for repeating decimals, because for most of you, you don't know how to do repeating decimals that are like, for example, 0.16 bar over the 6. I know that's some of you actually will recognize that's actually 1/6, but a lot of you might not know how to find 1/6 and how to do that into 1/6. So that's what this lesson is about. So let's get into the lesson. All right, so let's actually start this whole process with, what is 3/11 as a decimal? Well, we need to find what 3/11 is as a decimal. So to be able to find it, we have to divide 3 by 11. So we have 11 and 3 divided by 11, right? And so how many times does 11 fit into 3? Well, 0. So we have to put a decimal, and in 30, it fits 2 times, so it'd be 22, right? And so 30 minus 22 is going to be 8. And a 0 goes here and down. So it fits 7 times, 77. So 80 minus 77 is going to be 3. And a 0 goes down. And then obviously this would be 2, 22, and then an 8, and you see the pattern, right? 2, 7, 2, 7, 2, 7, 2, 7. And so we know that this is going to be 0.27 bar over the 2 and the 7. So 0.27 bar. So why is this important? Okay, so because what we said was, okay, this is a fraction is going to be 0.27. bar over the 2/7, right? This is how we're going to do it. And so to be able to find the fraction from this repeating decimal, what we need to do is kind of work backwards. But how do we work backwards? Well, the first thing that we need to do is to get this repeating numbers, both. So the ones that have the bar, okay? The ones that have the bar need to be outside of the decimal, meaning they need to go over to the other side. They need to not be decimals anymore. They need to become whole numbers per se, quote unquote whole numbers, not decimals, all right? And so to be able to do that, we have to multiply 100. But if we're going to multiply 100, we have to multiply 100 on everything, okay? So it's going to look like this. We're going to distribute the 100. And so 100 times f is 100f. And 100 times 0.27 bar is going to be 27.27 bar. Okay? Wait a second, but that doesn't really tell us much, okay? That doesn't tell us much, but you have to understand something. Now that we have this, we're going to go back to this one, f equals 0.27 bar. And we're going to use these two right here to subtract. So what did I do? I put an f equals a fraction equals 0.27 bar. Now I know the fraction is 3/11, but we don't know what it is, right? And so to be able to solve the fraction, we needed to get the numbers that had the bar on top. We need to get them out of the decimal places. And so we put them in here. How do we do that? We multiply by 100. Why do we multiply by 100 in this example? Because we have it in the hundredths place. Tenths, hundredths. That makes sense, right? So we multiply by 100 to get these two from the hundredths place, and it becomes 27. So now we're going to actually put 100f equals 27.27 bar. And then we put whatever we had at the beginning, which is a fraction. We don't know what the fraction is. Wink, wink, quote, quote, like, you know, we don't know, but we really do know. But we're actually trying to show you how to work backwards and how it works, how this makes sense. All right. So now we're going to subtract this. So let's subtract this side really easily, because what is 0.27 bar, 27.27 bar minus 0.27 bar. Well, the 27 bars are going to subtract each other. And because they're infinite, they keep on going forever and ever, they become 0. And so this right here becomes 27. Pretty easy, right? The equal sign is still equal sign. Duh. Now in here we need to learn about or remember about variables. What is the coefficient of f? The coefficient of f is 1. This is not 100f minus f is not 100. 100f minus 1f. What is 100 minus 1? It's 99f. And now we're going to leave f by itself. How do we do f by itself? We are going to divide by 99. So we divide by 99 on both sides. And so we get f equals 27 over 99. Some of you are going to be like, well, that's not 3/11. Wait a second. We need to simplify. How do we simplify? 27 is divisible by 9. And 99 is divisible by 9. So f ends up being 3 over 11. So that's the method. The method is get your repeating decimal, right, on one side and put the fraction equals that decimal, right? Because we don't know the fraction, we have to get these numbers from here outside into or move them from the decimal into not being decimals. So then when we subtract, we actually get something cleaner like this, and we had, oh, okay, the fraction is 3/11. So let's actually jump into example number 1, and we'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so in this example, we have 0.16 bar over the 6, and they ask us, okay, so let's actually find the fraction for that. Now, I understand that the first example I gave you, I was going to multiply by 100 because I had my repeating number both in the tenths and hundredths. Tenths and hundredths. But here, I have it in the hundredths. However, what I want to do is get rid of the bar. Okay, in my subtraction, I want to get rid of the bar. It just doesn't make any sense not to get rid of the bar. But in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it different than the book. Let's see. Let me check this real quick in my mind. No, actually, let's do it like the book. Yeah, the book is actually making sense here. So what we need to do is get rid of the bars because the bars are confusing. They're just numbers that keep on going forever and ever and ever. And so to get rid of the bar, what I need to do is move this with just once, and you'll see what I mean by that. So I'm going to move it just once, and to move it once, because I want to make this number from the tenths into the ones, I'm just going to multiply by 10. And I'm going to do the distributive property. So it's going to be 10f equals 1.6 bar. Well, 1.6 bar is 1 2/3. 1 2/3, okay? That makes it easier, but that's not what we're talking about here. Because then we have to subtract that from the original part here, which is fraction equals 0.16 bar. So I have to put 66 bar. It's the same thing though, but I'm going to put just the bar there. Why am I putting the bar there? Because when I subtract the 6 bar by the 6 bar, I get 0. And this is what we want. We want to get rid of the bar. We don't really care for the bar. So now we're going to do 10f is going to be 9f, right? And 1.6 minus 0.1 is going to be 1.5. Now, I divide by 9 on both sides, and so f becomes 1.5 over 9. But we don't like this because it's a decimal and whole number. A decimal and a whole number in a fraction. And that's kind of weird. So let's try to make this into a whole number. And to make it into a whole number, $1.50 plus $1.50 equals $3. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. But if I multiply it in the top and the numerator, I have to multiply it in the denominator as well. So 1.5 times 2 is going to be 3 over 18. Can you simplify 3 over 18? No, you can't, because this is an even number. This is an odd number and a prime number. It's 3/18. That's how you find the fraction. And so I know that this one is a little bit different. Oh, no, you can. Duh. 3/18 you can, because 3 divided by 18 is 6. I mean, 18 divided by 3 is 6. Whoops, my bad. It is 1/6. Ugh. I'm a little bit tired. I know that's my excuse, but you know, what are you going to do about it? So this is the first example. And please realize that we actually did it the right way. It just in here, I had a little bit of a moment. But I was testing you to see whether or not you're actually paying attention to the video. So let's jump into the next example, and that'll be it for this lesson. Yeah, real quick before I erase the board, I realized that you could barely see the answer. The answer is 1 over 6, because 3 over 18, if you cancel the 3 out, is going to be 1 over 6. So that's it. Okay. The next example then says that you have this number, 0.027, right? And the bar is over the 7. Pay attention where the bar is. This is super important, okay? So now we're going to, again, multiply so that we cancel out or take out the 7 bar, okay? So we know that obviously a fraction equals that decimal, but we don't know what decimal. So what your book wants you to do is this, and it makes sense because we want to get rid of the 7 bar. So what they say is, well, you don't have to be multiplying by like 100 or 1,000, you know, it will make it a lot harder for you. So let's make it as easy as possible and multiply by 10. And then we are going to distribute so that it becomes 10f equals 0.277 bar. Okay, write it this way because it makes sure that when you subtract, the bar is going to be gone, because then you have to put whatever you put in the parentheses first here. F equals 0.027 bar. You know you did it right because the bar is going to be gone. It's not going to be there. Boom. I got a 0 here. So it's pretty easy. Then I'm going to get a 5, then a 2. 10 minus 1 is going to be 9f. So again, we get 9f equals 0.25. So then we divide by 9. And f would be, I'm going to make dark marks so that the camera picks it up, 0.25 over 9. Right? This obviously is not a fraction. What type of fraction is 0.25 times 9? But the good thing is that 0.25 is like quarters. So we know that we have to multiply by 4 because 4 quarters equals $1. So it'd be 1 over 36. 136 is 0.027 bar over the 7. That's it. You see? So it's not as hard as you think it is. The only thing is, and the clue is, get rid of the bar. Okay? So let me just do a quick example, for example, for B. Practice set B. 0.27. No, 0.72 bar. My bad. In here, to get rid of the bar, I need to get these two out of there so that they can be subtracted. So I'm going to multiply by 100. And then I'm going to distribute. So it'd be 100. And I'm going to move this answer over here so that I have enough space. So 100f equals 72.72 bar. F equals 0.72 bar. The key to get a 0 here, boom, I got rid of the bar. So it's going to be 72 and it's going to be 99. 99F equals 72 divided by 99. Might have to switch marker, I think. And F would be 72 over 99. For those of you who already saw it, you can actually divide 72 and 99 by 9. And so it would be 8/11. Yep, that's the answer. So do you understand it? The key is get rid of the bar. If you get rid of the bar, it's going to make it easier. All right, that's it for today's lesson. I will see you in the next one. Hooray!